Alright, 5-minute opening statement on free will. My argument would be, first off, is the word free is a fake word from antiquity. It has no meaning. It has no relevant, rational, logical use as a word. It just doesn't mean anything. It's a word describing a negative white space circumstance. It basically means unrestrained or without disability. Will needs to be enabled by something. Everything needs to be enabled by a circumstance. And everything is confined by circumstances, gravity, limitations of the material universe. I can't snap my fingers and appear on the moon. I'm not free to do it. I'm confined by circumstances, and everything's confined by a circumstance and a disability, essentially, is the word to use, and everything else is something that gives us ability by circumstance. But there is the concept of free is a mistake. So whether we have a will that in some way is constructed randomly or spontaneously would be the question. Does our will do something? Is there a mechanism in our brain that makes decisions based on something not already built into us, not put into us, not built into the structure? Does the building that we are, the construction that we are, have a capacity to just make a new elevator, or make a new basement, or make a new story, or put new curtains in the window? Can this brain make something up? Say something, even utter words that are not a product of a previous construction, a previous circumstance. That's the confinement. The circumstance that exists previous to this circumstance will decide how I speak, what I speak, and the fact that I am speaking. So that's the biggest problem with free will discussion, is the word free doesn't work at all. Even the word will is broken, but the word free is just totally useless. Nobody can give me a rational definition of the word free. Let me hear it. What is the definition of free? There's no such thing. Okay, so your brain will react. Okay, but you will not choose. Okay, because there is no you. You can think there's you, but you is just the witness. So that's the second strong contention. First contention, the word free is useless. Second contention, will is just an illusion of your brain. Your brain is making choices subconsciously. I subconsciously am making this entire argument. My subconscious is constructing it. It's putting the sentences together. It understands the objective. It's calculating how to play the chess game, which is making the argument effectively. It's doing all the work, and I'm just sitting here pretty much witnessing it. I can feel the tension. I can feel the angst of trying to get it right. I'm feeling things, but I'm not doing anything. My subconscious is gurgitating what it's already consumed, what it understands about how to make arguments and how to put sentences together, and how to, this automatic hand movement, gestury crap, the emphasis I put on words, the aggressiveness I put on, all this stuff is being built out of a mechanical process taking place in my brain that I have no clue I have no idea what it's doing. So I, the witness, can't possibly be controlling it, because I don't even know where it's coming from. It's just flying out of my mouth. So that would be ludicrous for me to claim control of that when I can't even see how it's being made. I don't even know where it's coming from. It's just flying into the zone here, out of my mouth and into we're both witnessing what it's doing, okay? And I'm not as surprised as you, because I sort of have an indication of what's coming. I sort of know the game plan, so I'm not surprised, but I'm certainly not in control. It's doing it. My subconscious is doing it. There's no me willing it. There's no me doing any of this. I'm just watching me do it. I'm watching it do it. So that's the second contention. The consciousness is not an active player. It's a witness. It's a screen on which everything else is thrown. The world comes in through our senses. It's thrown on the screen. Our brain augments what's on that screen with another image it places on top based on our memory. based on our psychology, what we're afraid of. Oh, it can't be 5 minutes already. That's disgusting. Okay, well, that's all I get. All right, so I'm going to wind it down really quick. Okay, so and the third part would be just this idea of deterrence and whether we need that all of a sudden society breaks down if we don't have free will. Of course, it doesn't break down. We can just call bad programs, just as you call a bad building, just as you call some product that's dangerous or has lead paint on it, you just say it's a bad design. You don't do that again. And the fact is through deterrence, you can change our programming. You can make us do something different because we understand there's going to be a penalty tied to it, and we don't want the penalty, so we will change our behavior. So you can affect our programming, but our programming is in control. If you don't have a program to do something, you're not going to do it. If you don't have an honor code, if you don't have some program that says I need to do that or that's important, then you're not going to think it's important. And it's just the truth. It's all programs fighting with each other. That's all we are. Nothing more. That's it. Hit the button.